equation 8. So we are moving on to next. So we already got angular acceleration is equal to r into d omega by dt. Okay, now tell me what is according to Newton's second law. What's the equation to find out that, children? Vidur, can you tell me? Because many times I did not ask you, Vidur. Tell me, by Newton's second law, what is the equation to find out the force? Last class also I asked Newton's second law. Momentum, you already told, mass into velocity. So now next particle, what we are moving on to, force. Force in kinematics. Tell me, what's the equation to find the force according to Newton's second law? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the equation to find the force by Newton's second law?
F is equal to
F is equal to
ma.
Correct. Okay, F is equal to ma. So you can write down by Newton's second law. By Newton's second law, we have F is equal to ma. That is equation 9. F is equal to ma. Now substitute equation 8 in 9. Therefore, force is equal to ma. That is m into, we have got in the previous one, it is mr d omega by dt. Mr d omega by dt. Then of force. What is equation of torque or equation of moment of force? Malavika, are you there? Can you unmute and tell me? The first equation what we learned, torque. Okay, now can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, okay, Achyut. So we are deriving equation for force in kinematics. Force is equal to mass into acceleration by Newton's second law. And already we substituted equation 18, equation 9, Achyut. So when you substitute equation 18, equation 9, you have m into r d omega by dt. So that is the force in a straight line motion. Now we are going to find out force in a rotational motion. So force in a rotational motion, we have learned the term torque, correct? So analog to the linear motion, the force is torque. And my question is, what is the equation for torque? Anyone? Dia, can you tell me equation for torque?
F into perpendicular distance.
Yes. Correct. Force into perpendicular distance. That is force into R. That is equation 10. Now what do you do? Substitute. This is equation 10 and this is equation 11. Now substitute equation 10 in 11. So what you get? Therefore, force or sum of the moments of the force, that is moment of force plural, for single particle F into R. So we are going to find out entire system. So sum of the moments of the force or torque is equal to, substitute value of F here, you get it now. M into, there is a one R is there. You are going to get the equation mr square d omega by dt. Mr square d omega by dt. D omega by dt. Now what is d omega dt? Change in angular velocity. What is the equation instead of d omega by dt? Which letter we can use? Which one? Tell me.
Alpha.
Alpha. Correct. So that is what. So now we are going to get, sorry. So we have torque is equal to torque mr square into alpha. Instead of d omega by dt, we can write mr squared alpha. And what is mr square? For a irregular system, it is moment of inertia. Therefore, moment of force in kinematics, you are getting torque is equal to I alpha. For entire system, therefore, for entire system, we can write it torque is equal to sigma mr square alpha.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, all these equations we have to learn by doing the problems or just
But
theory.
you have to learn the equation. Okay, you have to learn the equations only. No need of derivation. Okay. But why I'm teaching? Because some of this may be connected to the problems. Sometimes we have to incorporate like this relations in order to get to one quantity. So all these equations you need to by heart to do the problems. And especially those are going for thinking of doing entrance coaching and all that people, it's very compulsory for it. Okay. So children, we have completed that important terms from displacement, acceleration, momentum, and we are now left with work done and the power in kinematics. So let us go to see. I hope you completed this. So how many equations you got? So total equation we learned. One is kinetic energy. You got I half I omega square. Then you come to the angular momentum I omega. Then you came to the acceleration. That is in terms of R d omega by dt. And the last we come to torque. That is I alpha. So these are the 4 equations we have learned now. Now we moving on to work done. Work done by a torque. Work done by a torque. So if you look at this slide, you can see there's a picture of a person who is playing tennis. So you know, whenever they play the tennis also, there's a number of times you have to turn and hit the racket. So actually that body of that tennis player is making a turning effect. So that is the condition. So there's one simple life situations where we have learned. Therefore, in this case, work done, we already know what is the work done in linear motion. Work done is equal to Fs. So you can write down in linear motion. So you can write the heading work done. 5th point, work done. Work done by a torque. Work done by a torque. Work done by a torque. Then below that you can write we have in linear motion, we have in linear motion work done is equal to Fs and In rotational motion, work done, we have, instead of force, we have torque. Instead of force, we have torque, and instead of R, we can write it at a particular angle, theta. So angular displacement, theta. So you can write in bracket, this is also is equal to F dot R. Okay, so instead of R, we are just assuming that suppose it is making an angle theta in angular displacement. So what we are going to do, in order to find out the change in work done, we assume that the turning effect started from a particular point theta 1, first initial angle, and then the turning of this person is starting from theta 1 and then just ended at theta 2. So we are considering the work, how much is the work is done while the person is turning between theta 1 and theta 2. So we are assuming that situation in this. So in this case, what we do? First, we will find out for a small particle in a system. Just assume a system. In that, you take the work done for a single particle in the form of differentiation. And afterwards, what we do? We generalize. We generalize in terms of a integration. So that is what this expression is given. Okay. So you can write it down. Consider after writing this, work done is equal to tau theta. Below that you write, consider the work done by a particle. Consider the work done by a particle in a rigid system. Consider a particle in a rigid system between angular displacement theta 1 and theta 2, angular displacement theta 1 and theta 2, then dw is equal to tau into d theta. dw, okay, before writing dw, you can just write dw by dt is equal to dou d theta by dt. dw by dt is equal to tau d theta by dt at a time t. That is dt cancel. That is dw is equal to tau d theta. dw is equal to tau d theta. Then you write the next line, that letter which is in the purple. Therefore, the total work done in rotating the body from an angular displacement of theta 1 to an angular displacement theta 2. Angular displacement theta 2. Then you can write this first one and second one. That is W is equal to theta 1 to theta 2 d tau d theta. Take tau out. When you take tau out, it's not necessary you have to write 1 there. You can just write d theta because we are going to integrate in terms of theta within the limits theta 1 and theta 2. Therefore, after integration d theta, just like integration of dx is equal to x. Similarly, integration of d theta is equal to theta. So we substitute upper limits and lower limit and you get the final answer. Total work done is equal to tau into theta 2 minus theta 1. Tau work done is equal to tau into theta 2 minus theta 1.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, the toe is same as torque, right? Symbol of
Yes,
torque.
yes. Tau is the symbol of torque. Symbol of torque. Okay. Can I change, children? Next one, power. Next term, power. The rate at which work is done by a torque is called power. Because here instead of force, we have torque. That is why we are substituting the word torque. Okay. Power. Sixth term, power. The rate at which work is done by a torque is called power. And in linear motion, we have learned. In electricity also we have learned. Mechanics also you have learned that power is equal to work done by time. In linear motion, we have power is equal to work done by time. Therefore, next line. Therefore, the change in work done, in change in time, change in work done in change in time for a particle in a rigid system, for a particle in a rigid
Ma'am,
system.
ma'am,
Yeah.
can you tell again, like change in
Okay.
work done?
Yeah. After writing P is equal to work done by T, then write next line. Therefore, change in work done in change in time, for a particle, in a rigid system, write this one. Power is equal to dW by dt. Already you know what is dW in the previous slide. Tau d theta by dt. D theta by dt is the change in displacement. So gradually it is equal to tau into omega. Omega means angular displacement. Therefore, power is equal to tau omega. Power is equal to tau omega. Okay, that means first you have to find out the torque, force into perpendicular distance, and then you multiply with the angular velocity, you will get the power. Okay, this is not required for you. This and all we have completed. I omega. Next term we are going to learn is equilibrium of a rigid body. This all related to kinematics. Next heading, equilibrium of a rigid body. We already learned in linear motion of equilibrium. That is, when an object is moving against the gravity, equilibrium attains when gravitational force is acting downward while normal reaction force acting upward. Similarly, a rigid body will have equilibrium. Mainly, there are two equilibrium we have: transitional equilibrium, or another word we can use, translational. Transitional or translational equilibrium, and second one is rotational equilibrium. So already translational equilibrium we are already learned in other cases. But in the case of rotational motion, I already told you, in circular motion, a planet is revolving around the sun. It will have both translational motion at the tangent and rotational motion about the axis. So a rotational motion means there's a possibility that the rigid body can exhibit both. Okay. So for that, if you can say that object is at in a balanced stable or balanced state, and there is no unbalanced forces acting on them, in that cases, both the translation and rotational equilibrium should satisfy. Otherwise, a body which is moving, it is not possible. Clear? So you can first we learn transitional equilibrium. For a body to be in transitional equilibrium, the vector sum of all the external forces on the body must be 0. You can just write exactly like that. Nothing is different. That means whatever forces, whether gravitational force, frictional force, everything should be acting on will be 0. So what is this equation? Total external force F is equal to mass into acceleration of center of mass. The system, no? That is MACM. That is Newton's second law we are using. So that is translational equilibrium. All the external forces should be equal. Rotational equilibrium means body to be rotational equilibrium, the vector sum of the external torque. Here it is forces, but here whatever is the turning effect of the force, that should be equal. For a body to be rotational equilibrium, the vector sum of the external torques on the body about any axis must be 0. That is tau external is equal to I alpha. And what is that? Alpha must be 0. Even acceleration also should be 0. Then only we can say it is at 10. There should not be a change. A body should be in constant rotational motion. Angular acceleration should not be there. That's the meaning of the word 0. Why? Because acceleration is the rate of change in angular displacement. So there should not be a continuous changes in displacement. They should move with a constant speed. Just like a fan, you are putting number 5. Putting number 5 means it has a particular speed. So entire hours it should move in that particular 5 number speed. Suppose we want to put number 1 in the fan. Whichever hour it is working, it should move with the same speed, number 1. So that is what we call it rotational equilibrium. So 0 means it doesn't mean that the value is 0. Actually, the meaning is that there should not be change. Suppose a fan is rotating around the, we can say around 50 meter per second square. 50 meter per second. That means in 1 second it is moving with the same speed and it is rotating around 50. Then throughout the hours it is working, it should be with the same speed. So in the rotational motion we call it in radian, 50 radian per second or 50 radian per second square. There should not be change in velocity and in acceleration. So that is the meaning of this word equilibrium. Okay. Mathematically, we proving it is equal to 0. Mathematically, our answer is 0. But the meaning of the 0 in our practical life is constant motion. No non-uniform motion, only constant motion. Just like Earth is rotating in 24 hours constant. 365 days every year. So that is why constant motion or constant rotational motion, what we mean. Clear? Okay. So we have left with one more topic. No derivation. We only have to understand. It is also related to kinematics, a rolling body. Rolling body means a body can roll just like a football. A football rolling on the playground or in an inclined plane. Okay. So rolling, what do you mean by rolling? The rolling of the wheels, rolling of the cycle. So the rolling means, what's the difference between rolling and rotation? Rolling means it will have both type of motion, rotational and transitional or translational linear. So next one, rolling body. Rolling is a combination of rotational and transitional motion. Transitional, linear, straight line. So many word is there, or translational. So this is a picture of a sphere. A sphere is rolling just like a football. Just imagine football is a sphere. So suppose a sphere is rolling on a plane surface. Velocity distribution can be expressed. So we are just talking about like three different motion. It is explaining in three different pictures here. First one, just imagine the ball is rolling only in clockwise direction. It is not moving forward. It is only rotating by itself. Just like a top. You know the top, no? Pambaram. You know the Pambaram, no? Have you played Pambaram, the top? Okay. I don't think new generation may not play. In our age, we enjoyed that one. No? There will be 2-3 boys with their own top. And you see, one person will be rolling the top. Then others will cut that top. Have you heard about it? Get it? No. Okay. No. Where? No. Ma'am, we are inside the house. Where is this point to explain the first type of motion? Okay. This one. Here, only clockwise, ball rolling in clockwise direction. Okay. Not forward direction. It is only moving its own direction. Just like a top. A top is moving in a one direction. Now, second one is directions of angular velocity when rotating. So when the ball is rotating, if you draw a tangent, you just see at every point, wherever you draw a tangent, you will get the velocities acting in a straight line, while rotation is pointing towards the center. That centripetal force, just like our uniform circular motion, same thing only. And this is only explaining to you the translational motion. We are ignoring this rotation. We are only thinking about the velocity which is acting. So a rolling motion, this picture is only just tell you that a rolling body, not with the rotational motion, it is also with the translational motion and the circular motion. So that's the one. Okay, the same thing, the two systems can be combined together. So if you want to understand, you have to no need of writing, just listen, that's enough. The two systems can be combined together to understand how actually the sphere moves in the plane. The final distribution shows clearly that in reality, the ball always instantly experiences zero velocity at the point of contact. Here it is velocity 0, but if you draw the tangent, it is attaining a maximum velocity. So that is only just the theory part. Reality, the ball always instantly experiences zero velocity at the point of contact with the surface, and the maximum velocity at the top. At the top means at this point 0, but if you draw the tangent, this will go to a maximum velocity. So it is why we are feeling like this, why it is have that kind of zero velocity and maximum velocity, because of it is a combined effect of rotational and translational. That is why it is like that. It's a combined effect of rotational and translational, because we know Earth is rotating around the sun is a uniform circular motion. We call it constant motion, but accelerated motion. In 9th standard, we have learned even Earth is rotating around the sun is a uniform circular motion, moving with the same velocity, but still it is known as accelerated motion. Only because at every point it is changing the direction. Wherever you draw the tangent, every point it is only changing the direction. Value is not changing, but changing direction. So this you can write it down. Thus, you are coming to conclusion. Total rolling motion is equal to, this you can write it down, we require. Total rolling motion is equal to transitional motion plus rotational motion. Transitional motion plus rotational motion. And in linear motion, what is transitional energy? Similarly, after writing total rolling motion is equal to transitional motion plus rotational motion, you have to write thus total energy E total is equal to transitional energy, that is E, and rotational energy. E rotational means rotational energy. E transitional means transitional energy. Now substitute. Transitional energy means our kinetic energy in straight line motion. This is what we have learned just now, half I omega square. Now what is the next step? We have V is equal to R omega. That you know. V is equal to R omega. Just substitute that value here. Then you will get half M R square omega square plus, instead of I, total moment of inertia in terms of radius of gyration. So that is what it is written. Instead of I, we can write it mk square omega square. Now half m omega square and m omega square is common. Take it out. Finally, you are getting an equation. Total energy in rolling motion is equal to okay. Capital K square. Half m omega square into R squared plus K square. Okay. Okay, children, so I am winding up the session. We have small session is there that we will learn next class, and plus we will do some problems. By this we finish that chapter. Okay. So I think it's already 11:30. You may have continuous classes. So I just stop it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, children.